my name is Liza and welcome back to this health and wellness channel. I'm going to be focusing on a particular topic today as there seems to be a lot of discrepancies, particularly when it comes to health and wellness. When it comes to nutrition, there is so much different information out there. It's kind of hard to decide what is right and what could potentially be harmful or wrong for your health. And what's really interesting, there is some really big debates and topics going on right now. One in particular, which I won't be discussing with you today, but there are big debates happening on these topics. Eating eggs, eating sugar substitutes, eating fats. But today I'm going to be focusing on your drinking water supply. And when it comes to water, I'm talking about the fluoride that's being added to your water supply. There are some really interesting health recommendations made around adding fluoride to water. And as I delved deeper and did more research into why fluoride is being added to our water supply, it got me thinking. Some countries have gone ahead and banned fluoride in their water supply, and others have continued to add fluoride to their water supply. So the question is, why have some countries banned adding fluoride to their water while others have not? We're going to be diving deep with this topic. I'm going to be discussing adding fluoride to our water supplies. I might be a little bit biased here, being a health coach and all, but we're going to explore this and then you can decide whether or not adding fluoride to the water supply is actually beneficial for your health or is not. Okay, so who is right and who is wrong? It is said that adding fluoride is going to help with your oral hygiene, and this seems to be the ongoing argument since the 1940s, 1950s. But what if there was a darker side to this story? If you are new here, welcome. Please hit that like button and subscribe button. I generally will put out a video once a week on all things health and wellness. I also have an Instagram account called Earth Medicina, so be sure to check that out as well because I'm pretty sure that you will love the community over there. Currently, there seems to be this trend about people starting to question what is actually good for their health. What might have previously been recommended by professionals or professors, people are starting to wonder, well, was it in their best interest to the public, or was there a hidden agenda with some of these recommendations that have been made? To really understand about how fluoride ended up in our water supply, let's have a bit of a history lesson. So adding fluoride into our water supply is actually a common practice in many countries, including the US, Canada, and Australia. The goal, so they say, is to reduce tooth decay. But does it actually help? Are there hidden dangers that you should be concerned about? Science that support water fluoridation, hopefully I said that correctly, only seem to focus on the health benefits of adding fluoride to water. That is, the ability to prevent tooth decay and cavities. According to the Centers of Disease Control, it is said that by adding fluoride into our water supply that we are reducing tooth decay by at least 25%. But on the same token, adding too much fluoride and drinking too much fluoride in our water is actually causing us to have enamel issues, i.e. fluorosis in children. However, what some people haven't realized is that fluoride being added to some water supplies has actually been banned in other countries. Countries such as Germany, Norway, Austria have banned adding fluoride into our water supply. Do you know the reasons why? Because of health, ethical, and legal reasons. And because of this, many people are now investing into water filtration at home. Now, I came across one dude by the name of Dr. Dean Burke. Now, he worked for 34 years with the Cancer Institute, and he stated, quote, "In point of fact, fluoride causes more human cancer death and causes it faster than any other chemical." Now, if this is true, because there always seems to be some sort of truth with these conspiracy theories, then how would it feel to know that you're being lied to? This kind of got me thinking, how the heck did fluoride end up in our water supplies in the first place? Well, let's do a little backtrack here to understand the reasons why. True or false? An article by Chris Beat Cancer stated that back in 1945, the water supply were adding fluoride into our water supply. Now the question is, why did they do this? When you delve further, it turns out that they were adding the fluoride into our water supply because it was an industrial byproduct. Say what? As aluminium production increased over the 1940s and 1950s, they ended up with all this byproduct of fluoride. So what they did was they started dumping it into landfills, into lakes and rivers. But what happened was fish and birds started becoming poisoned due to the toxic levels that were in the water, and the produce, the animals that were on the land ended up dying or becoming very, very sick. So what happened was they commissioned a guy by the name of Gerald Cox from the Mellon Institute to conduct research regarding the benefits of adding fluoride into our water supply. And well, here we are in the 2000s, still adding fluoride into our water. For me, this was quite shocking because it sounds like that they were bought out, the public were bought out. And just so you know, the same institute did the research and said, hey, asbestos doesn't cause cancer. It kind of makes you wonder, well, what else are they saying is good for us actually is not? And here's an interesting fact. Did you know dumping fluoride into lakes and rivers is actually considered illegal? But it's perfectly okay to be putting it into our water supply as well as in our toothpaste. Now again, I don't want to sound biased here, but the more research I did, the more I realized maybe fluoride actually isn't really good for us after all. True or false? Fluoride can cause more harm than good. A question to ask yourself is fluoride the best way to provide you with the best oral hygiene? I mean, if it's to prevent tooth decay, then don't we already add fluoride to our toothpaste? I mean, we know that fluoride naturally occurs in water anyway. So why are we adding these large quantities of fluoride into our water supply? There are studies to suggest that yes, there are benefits adding fluoride to our water supply, but there is something that we need to keep in mind is that we really don't know how much we are ingesting into our bodies. Studies have found that drinking excess amount of water that has fluoride added to it can cause chemical imbalances in the brain. There is evidence to suggest that adding fluoride to our water is actually more toxic and more harmful to us than anything else. So why is it still being recommended? I mean, who benefits the most by adding fluoride to our water supply? While I was doing this research, I also asked myself, well, if they are adding fluoride to our water, where are they sourcing this fluoride from? I mean, are they producing it in a factory somewhere, or are they sourcing it from nature somewhere? Where is the fluoride coming from? So I decided to do a little bit of investigating, and I contacted Sydney Water to find out exactly where is this fluoride coming from. So I sent Sydney Water an email just asking the question, where do they source this fluoride from when they are adding it to our water supply? I sent an email back on the 21st of December 2021. And here we are, it is now the 9th of January 2022, and I have not received a response. All I got was an email saying, thank you, confirmation that yes, we have received your inquiry. And I thought, okay, with Christmas and New Year and all the festivities going on, I thought, okay, maybe they're just a little bit delayed, but I have not received a response. I did send another follow-up email saying, look, just inquiring about the below, what's happening with it. I am going to continue to follow this up, and I will put a response, if I ever do get one, on my Instagram account, and we'll keep you informed. So I will ask the question, why is it that some countries have banned adding fluoride to our water supply and others have not? Whether we like it or not, people are asking questions. And whether it is rocking the boat or shaking the cage a little bit, people want to know. They want the truth. And eventually the truth will come out and it will set us free. So I would love to pose the question on you. Do you think that adding fluoride to our water supply is actually beneficial, or do you think perhaps maybe not? Also, let me know of some other controversial topics that you've come across and that you would love to learn or hear more about both sides of the story. Although, again, I do feel I was a little biased in this one. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. It is a small community there, but it is growing slowly but surely. And I will see you on the next one.